10 years ago, there was one of the best taekwondo match. De Leon against Abel Mendoza. In this match, we can watch the feeling, the passion, the heart of those players. This is a match where the transition starts from old taekwondo to modern one. And today, I'm going to analyze and understand how was able to exploit and win against Mendoza without his nose. Yes, because he lost a nostril during the match. Welcome Taekwondo Fighter, I'm Taekwondo Analysis and I love to share my passion about fight analysis. And if you want to improve your taekwondo skills and support at the same time the project, click the subscribe button, click the like, and if you want, offer me a coffee so I can be more productive. Let's start. So in the start they are both fighting each other. He already 10 years ago annoyed with sidekicks, but there was the cut kick. This is also one of the match where there is a transition from old school to modern taekwondo. Indeed they are using, if I am not wrong, Gen 1 socks. This blue already understand that sidekick are good to annoy the opponent and take 3 points, but also the calibration was a bit higher in the past. I have to remember you that those fights were in 3 rounds, you have to complete all 3 rounds. Those fights weren't best of 3, you had to win at the end of the 3rd round. So here, De Lee uses front kick to create an habit and let the opponent read this habit, but in the end, he predict this movement and let's watch. He start with a front kick, but indeed, he aim for an X kick. This is something that already we can learn from this player, that you have to build habit with our front leg, then in this way we can set a trap where we can react in the proper timing. So build habits, let the opponent read your habits, and then break your habits and take your 3 points. Watch this sidekick. In the modern taekwondo, he would have scored that point. And this is why it's hard to compete with the old taekwondo against the modern one. The blue start with a sidekick, unbalanced red, and then aim for an head kick. So he was able to score 3 points, and also if the blue used multiple kicks, he wasn't able to score, but he break the blue nose. Indeed, from now the blue plays with a blocked nostril. This system gives a huge advantage to the modern taekwondo because you do not need to kill your opponent like the old school. You do not need strong kicks. You just need to touch the head with soft kicks but faster kicks and you are able to score. We can watch here that the blue read the red front kick and he was ready to receive this kick, but he wasn't enough fast to dodge it. And the blue is playing with a great disadvantage now. He can't breathe properly. The blue is attacking more. The red is in the corner. So now you can watch that he felt that the red is tired and is using multiple kicks. But this red did a right action. He closed the distance to avoid more kicks. So he's able to play again and maybe recover some points. But now he's a lot tired. And the blue with the side kicks is able to accumulate more points. We can clearly see the difference between this fight at 10 years ago between the modern fights where they play much more with the front leg. Instead, only the blue plays with front leg. The red has much more back kick strategy or spinning kicks. Now there is a gap of 8 points, so probably the red will aim for more spinning kicks to cover the difference. Oh, this is really a beautiful action. This is really a beautiful predict that we can learn a lot. So let's rewatch this action. What happened here? The blue used the front leg to maybe aim and maybe try a kick, but he know that he was enough far and he would dodge it, so he didn't commit on this kick. And what happened here? There is a point gap between the blue and the red, 9 points. So the easiest way to cover this gap is with the spinning kick. The blue know this thing, so he's waiting an attack. We can also watch the stance of the red. The stance of the red means that he's going to spin because both his feet are towards the referee. Also the stance that he has, the leg position, means that he is going to perform a spinning kick. So the blue used a little fake, just a fake, instead than going towards the red, he backstep. The red fall in the trap, and you know here that he fucked up because he lost his balance with that spinning hook kick, and the red was able to capitalize on this kick. I think the red lost for point gaps, probably. This is really a beautiful match that I advise you to watch. It's the World Taekwondo Championship final. We can watch a lot how Delium played back in the past, I was able to understand the opponent. Of course, the first round is where both players are fresh and they are going to fight much better than the other two, but also the second and third are good round. The league, he can easily read every single red movement and counter in the proper way. Like here, watch, he's spinning back kick and he uses side kick. We can also watch that both players this year, they didn't develop the snake kick. They didn't develop a lot of techniques and they just play just for side kick. They aim for back kick, spinning kick, but they do not use any kachagi. I think that there wasn't a rule about clinch where you couldn't clinch, so they do not fight in clinch. They do not use monkey kicks, they do not use weird kicks like panic pack. Okay, so this old school taekwondo was much more about side kick, back kick and spinning kicks. Due to the new rules, also the player adapt and found a most efficient way to fight and score points, because if you find like a bug in the rule where you can easily score points, of course the player compete for the win and they are going to use it, because the game now is a scoring system. That's why I talk a lot about a game and not a fight in taekwondo, because this is a collision sport and your goal is to win by scoring points, not by KO. Yes, you can knock out your opponent, that's happen, watch also in this case, but in most fights you are not going to knock up your opponent. It's not easy to knock out your opponent due to all the armors. It's much easier to win by points, and you have to adapt to this mindset, this mentality if you want to win a match. So think that your goal is to win by scoring as many points possible and by blocking as many kicks as you can or dodge as many kicks as you can. That's why a lot of players train the cancel kick, and that's why a lot of players train on dodge, block and counter with the spinning back kicks, because those type of kicks give you a lot of points. And now with the new rules where you can achieve like 5 points or more with a spinning high kick, it's really a good thing to learn to counter with a spinning hook kick. If you want to watch more video like this, I advise you to click the video in the center.